I'll watch some TV. It'll help me to relax.
Welcome back to the Ren and Stimpy recap. Last week we talked about Altruists Part 2, and today we are taking a look at Stimpy's Pregnant.
And with these hands, I hold the fate of millions.
This picture is dedicated to mothers everywhere. For it is mothers.
They just do anything to stretch these episodes out, huh? After over a minute of yapping, we get the title card, which is fine. Nothing special, but the presentation is alright. We are back to more funny homes for the two, that's nice to see. Stimpy starts puking like crazy and it all falls down into the outhouse.
Holy smoke! That's it! We're moving out of this crap hole!
Stimpy groans and moans and he's not feeling very good. He crawls back into bed with Ren as his stomach keeps acting up.
Oh! Whoa!
Ren calls him an idiot and screams that he woke him up in the middle of a perfect dream. He's about to punch Stimpy, who says he can't lay a hand on him in his condition.
Condition? What condition?
After dragging it out for a bit, like everything in APC, Stimpy screams that he's gonna have Ren's baby. Ren replies that he's gonna take care of that.
Don't you dare put that nasty instrument in me!
You said you use protection!
This is gonna be an interesting one for sure. I'm also not sure if it's gonna be in 2 parts or 1. It's gonna depend on like what you're seeing, if it's a part 1 uploaded or a part 2. No. If it's like part 1 or it's just like Stimpy's pregnant.
Get away from me! Sorceress!
Imagine trying to explain to someone what Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon is about, like without just telling you what the characters are. The original show is hard enough, but what is this?
Crap! Crap! Crap!
Ren says they haven't had a job in 6 years, so they don't have anything to raise him on. Must have been a while since Fire Dogs 1 and 2.
Calm down! Calm down! You asked me to calm down!
Ren screams that it's Stimpy that's poisoned. I don't hate this scene. To be honest, it's a more entertaining version of the first scene in Ren Seeks Help.
Poison? Is that what you call it?
Help, why do they look like that? Stimpy says that poison is their love child. He tells Ren to think about how it could be a little Ren running around there.
Little arsehole just like me?
Oh, I promise!
Can we gang up on you?
Stimpy says that's what mothers are for, and now Ren is excited and tells Stimpy that they'll keep the little bastard, and Stimpy hugs Ren.
Okay. Enough mush!
Ren grabs Stimpy's legs and says he wants to see the little rascal. Stimpy says to cut it out and that the kid don't even have a spine yet, which Ren tells him he don't either.
Come on, little Ren. Where are you? I see you in there. Come on out. Say hi to Daddy.
This is not Disney. We see a very nice detail shot of their house, and then we cut to Ren talking to someone on the phone and telling them he's gonna be a dad.
Stimpy? He had nothing to do with it. These bush don't bear fruit.
Ren says he had to do the job all by himself, just like he always does. Stimpy replies that that's right, as he is shuffling coal into the furnace while being really pregnant.
Stoke that fire, bitch!
I love you too.
Ren tells the person on the phone he has to do everything around here, and then he says that there have been many other men who try to impregnate that barren wasteland.
The mailman! The refrigerator repairman! That Jehovah's Witness bastard!
Stimpy's a bop. Next, Stimpy tells Ren to not forget about that Boy Scout group. Is that a legit P-word joke? Like, there is no other way to interpret that.
Yep, my bullets were firing that day.
Ren screams at Stimpy, who's mowing the lawn, to get him a beer. Stimpy starts running and then climbs up the rope. Their house is kinda fire.
But once I got into it, I had Stimpy begging like a Catholic girl on prom night.
Ren starts begging for beer as his mouth is super dry. Stimpy gets it for him and tries to give him a kiss, but Ren says he's on the phone.
Stimpy! This beer is warm!
Stimpy jumps out of the window and we cut to him canoeing uphill on a river as Native Americans shoot at him with bow and arrows. We cut back to Ren screaming on the phone that he is a super stud. Stimpy returns and tells him he is right, as Ren does this. That was kinda funny. He gets on the phone again and says he is the king, and then says some words I won't repeat.
My throbbing manhood! Well, it was nice talking to you, Mom. You old bitch!
That's on brand for APC Ren. Stimpy tells Ren that this must be hard times for him and that he's proud of Ren for how he is handling it.
May I finish moving the piano now?
He tells him to go ahead. Bruh, this relationship is abusive. The phone rings and Ren can't answer it cause he's holding the beer in one hand.
Yep, that's right. It was all me!
We cut to Stimpy preparing food that I can't even describe really. Seems to just be a bunch of stuff like thrown together. He grabs a can of chicken ice and starts rubbing it all over himself before opening it and putting it on his meal as well. Stimpy says he always throws them back and throws the fish head out of the window, which is a good joke. Then we see it in the water with lots of other fish heads all swimming around. That's the third episode we see that guy in. Stimpy puts that in the bowl next and then gets stuck in the fridge looking for something else. We see all the creamed corn landed on Ren, who tells Stimpy that there is something in the pot, and as he's speaking, he's not opening his mouth. The heart gets up and starts crying before pulling out a knife and using it on himself. Not entirely sure why, but I really like that shot of Stimpy in front of the pot with Ren in the background. I think it was kind of atmospheric somehow. Stimpy walks back to the bowl and starts squeezing the sausage, except it flies right into Ren's eye. But Ren just licks his own eye and it's good. This scene is not too bad either, actually. But it's been 15 minutes. Like, there's 5 minutes left of this part, and then there's another, 20 minutes part? Huh?
Stimpy! There are millions of people watching you! Be decent!
I refuse to believe that there were millions of people watching APC. Stimpy drags his dress down, which leads to some real boobs popping out on screen.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm eating for two now.
Oh, are we eating for two now?
That voice is funny, not gonna lie. Ren tells him to help himself and pushes Stimpy's face down into the bowl. Stimpy kisses Ren while burping right into his mouth. Ren gets mad and walks up to the screen, asking if there is anyone out there in the TV audience that wants to marry an idiot, as Stimpy licks his own butt. Pass. The girl in Ren's dream starts touching his stomach as things I'm not showing happens, and then Stimpy's water breaks.
Don't panic! Don't panic! I know what to do!
Ren says he has done this a million times and grabs his bag, putting on his clothes before running out to the car to go through his checklist.
Scotch? Check! Overnight bag? Check!
Then he just drives away. That's also a good joke. This episode is funnier than Altruists at least, but that's not a big accomplishment. Ren runs back inside and asks Stimpy what he is doing and if he wants to be late for the birth of their first child and for their blessed event. They are gonna be having one interesting baby. Ren tells Stimpy to hang on as he starts driving way too fast as a cop on a motorcycle starts driving after them. The literal pig asks them what's the hurry, and Ren tells him that this man is going to have his baby. The cop is totally on board and says to follow him. The cop pulls out his gun and just starts shooting the cars in front. Then he gives Ren a whole rifle as he does the same.
Make way for new life!
Ren shoots a guy beside him who falls off a bridge as Ren takes the wheel again. We see them stop at the hospital and all rush in as part 1 ends. Part 1 starts with this title card. It's like worse than the one for part 1, but it's at least cool that they did a new one.
Hi folks, JK here. Hey listen, if you missed last week's turgid episode...
We're skipping the recap because, we kinda just recap the episode anyway. Now they are in the hospital as Stimpy is giving birth. Bro has like 13 demons in his womb. Ren calls Stimpy baby and tells him to hold on until the doctor comes there.
Where's the doctor?
Let's go. I like Mr. Horse, he always performs. Except for that one time they held on to him for like 10 seconds just for him to not say the line.
Nurse, does this doctor know what he's doing?
Mr. Horse asks them if they are going to have a Sunday school discussion or have a baby. Ren replies that they would like to have a baby.
Well, let's be professional about it, all right? Okay, which one of you's pregnant?
That's a good joke. Ren points at Stimpy and Mr. Horse starts asking everyone if they are ready, as Stimpy's hairy ass is on screen a lot here.
Push!
Oh!
Push, I tell you, push!
Mr. Horse grabs Ren and asks him what is wrong with him. He points at the TV screen saying please do not hit pregnant ladies.
Let's try this again. This time in a civilized manner. I swear I didn't see the sign.
Now, this episode is actually pretty consistently funny for APC. Now, that means that there is a good joke or line every like 2 minutes, but I take what I can get.
Push, Stimpy. Push. 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 Come on, Mrs. Hork.
The nurse tries to tell Mr. Horse something, but he tells her not now. He does a spin on the "What is it, man?" line, saying "What is it, nurse?"
Take a break.
He looks at Stimpy's x-ray, saying how he sees and that it's serious. The sheep asks him what his prognosis is, and he replies this.
Where do you want it? Front or back?
Doctor! Not that kind of prognosis!
I mean, we did see him with the sheep back in like a segment of the original show. He realizes what she meant by prognosis and now says this.
I'm afraid the patient isn't pregnant at all. He's just constipated.
The nurse asks if he is going to tell Ren and Stimpy, and he tells her to look at them, as Ren is actually loving towards Stimpy for once.
They want this child so badly. I can't break their hearts.
Mr. Horse says he's gonna deliver the little bastard anyways. Ren interjects and screams that Stimpy needs help from the doctor. Guess the no hitting rule only applied to pregnant people. She sits up and says that man is all horse, and then passes out.
That's it. Push. Good, good. The head is coming out.
There is no way YouTube is gonna think this is educational, so I'm just gonna say that for a second something that does not look like a baby pops out of Stimpy's ass but goes back in. The tray jumps out of the window as well. Was the joke here what I think it was? Because what was coming out of Stimpy's butt was brown, of course, since it's, something else than a baby. But that joke is, yeah.
Mr. Hawk, your wife needs your attention.
Mr. Horse gets something out and stuffs it into his pocket while trying to not look suspicious. He asks Ren if he could speak with him for a minute.
Hey, Jiminy. We gotta talk. Okay.
He asks Ren if he can take it and if he's strong enough. Ren says yes and asks him what's the matter as Mr. Horse leans in.
I'm afraid there's a complication. Easy to breech birth? Worse than that! It's coming out in pieces!
Ren screams as we see a shadow of Stimpy plopping out small stuff into Mr. Horse's hooves, and Mr. Horse says that they're almost there.
One more push!
Great. He pieces it together as Ren asks if it's a boy or a girl. Mr. Horse looks at it for a while, smelling it, and asks them what they would like.
A boy? Coming right up!
He tells them congratulations and gives it to them, saying it's a boy, as it starts crying, and so do they. They look happy as Ren lights 2 cigarettes for himself before giving one to Stimpy. Then more people walk in, everyone smoking and looking at the kid. Now I feel bad for the kid. Mr. Horse tells Nurse Sheep that while he has performed this procedure 1,000 times, there is just something about the miracle of poo that breaks him up.
Oh, doctor.
Ren asks what they should name him, and Stimpy says, what about little Ricky? Ren loves it, and Stimpy says he looks just like Ren.
Yeah, but he smells just like you.
He gives Ren a brown kiss on his forehead as the episode ends on a reused title card from the original show. Then the last 11 minutes is just man's best friend, so I was worried about nothing. There is no altruist situation here. So that was Stimpy's Pregnant. Honestly, could have been a lot worse. I'm not saying I liked it, but for APC it was bearable at least. After what we have seen, it just kinda felt not as bad. Like, it was kinda slow, but not as slow as Altruists. It was kinda gross, but not as gross as Onward and Upward. And kinda bad, but not as bad as like Beach Frenzy. It's alright. I wouldn't come back to it, but I would cut down like a, 3-minute version with some of the good stuff in here, cause it had some funny moments and good visuals here and there. The story is kind of similar to Son of Stimpy, but since most of the episode was spent with the pregnancy and not the baby, it didn't really matter. Fun fact, there was apparently a scene of Ren that never made it into production, thankfully. All in all, an episode. Join me, this Sunday maybe, where I think I'm gonna be talking about the new reboot leaks, I think, and then, I don't know to be honest. I'm just really glad I'm done with APC.
Goodbye, folks.